Great moments of white privilege. Of course, the Logan Paul thing could be great moments of white privilege, and I almost put it there. The Matt Damon thing could be great moments of white privilege, but no, I had to find just a perfect way to just end off this episode and start 2018 because, again, I think this year, I didn't do it last year. It was just too much going on, but I think this year I'm really going to, at the end of the year, do a Great Moments and Privilege Awards. And I'm going to start strong here with 2018. Silicon Valley elites are spending $60 for less than 3 gallons of dangerous unfiltered water, and it's flying off the shelves.
Wait, what?
Silicon Valley is developing a raw water obsession. In San Francisco, unfiltered, untreated, unsterilized spring water from a company called Live Water is selling for up to $61 for a decorative 2.5-gallon jug, and it's flying off the shelves, the New York Times reports. Startups to get dedicated to untreated water are also getting steam. Zero Mass Water, which doesn't sell raw water, but sells tech that allows people to collect water from the atmosphere during their near their homes, has already raised $24 million in venture capital. Holy fucking shit. I'm just doing it wrong. I'm doing it all fucking wrong here. I just am. People are gathering gallons of untreated water from natural springs, venturing out into private property by night to get the water, according to the Times. Doug Evans, the founder of the startup called Juicero that shut down in September, told the Times that he and his friends brought 50 gallons of raw water to the Burning Man Festival last year. I'm extreme about health. This is ironic. I know, but I'm not alone about this, Evans said. There's a lot of people doing this with me. You never know who you'll run into at the spring. On Tuesday, Business Insider's Malia Robertson visited a San Francisco supermarket where Live Water sells its untreated water. Rainbow Grocery was sold out of its Fountain of Truth spring water, but a sign indicated a slight price increase. The New York Times reported last week that Rainbow Grocery, a co-op in the city's Mission District, was selling a 2.5-gallon jug of the product from the startup Live Water for $36.99. As of Tuesday, the same jug costs $38.49 due to Live Water's raising its prices. The co-op also sells a decorative jug of Live Water for $60.99. Though fans of untreated water are not backed by science.
Is this Vaxxers Part 2? Come on.
If you could, seriously, if you see my face when I read that line right there.
Oh, my God.
If you could see the fucking look on my face as I read that.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm going to read it again. Though fans of the untreated water are not backed by science, many told the Times they felt confident they were getting health benefits from drinking it. For example, Mukendal Singh, apparently he might not be white, the founder of Live Water, told the publication his startup's water expired after a few months, something he said was normal for real water. It stays most fresh within one lunar cycle of delivery, Singh said. If it sits around too long, it'll turn green. People don't realize that because all their water's dead, so they never see it turn green, or maybe because it's treated, and so then it doesn't turn green from all the bacteria that's literally crawling around in the fucking water. You goddamn fucking moron. Fuck are you talking about? However, food safety experts say there's no evidence that untreated water is better for you. In fact, they say that drinking untreated water could be dangerous. Almost everything conceivable that can make you sick can be found in water, one expert told a Business Insider. That includes bacteria that can cause diseases or infections such as cholera, E. coli, hepatitis A, and other diseases. You can't stop considering. I love this line here. This is literally how the article ends. You can't stop consenting adults from being stupid, he said. Well, we should at least try.
Good night. Good fucking night. You know what? How are white people still alive?
I don't understand. I don't get it.
I'm gonna be real serious. Like I don't know how they act. Well, that must be the privilege. It's to do this type of dumb shit and live. Cause listen. You just the juxtaposition of this with the depths and ways that people in Puerto Rico are currently having to go through to get clean water. Like
Flint,
the situation in Flint.
Like
I don't even. You know what? You're gonna be ready to throw my headphones, Kriss. I'm so mad at you right now.
Look, I saw this article. I saw people talking about this week, and I was like, no, there's no fucking way. This got to be an Onion article. I literally thought it was an Onion article. Then I saw it was like folks in Business Insider. Then I saw it came from the New York Times. I'm like, oh my God, they're really doing this. They're drinking spring water. And not only are they, so there's levels of this shit, right? One, they're drinking spring water unfiltered because they think it's a bit more healthy for them, which is the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. But then they've also then built businesses on top of this. Because it's like there's one they're building there's the venture capital for that $24 million for that one to pull water from your from the atmosphere for drinking water. I'm like, so they basically just have a rain catcher.
A rain?
You have a bucket. You have a bucket.
You know what?
You have $24 million to a startup that developed a goddamn bucket.
We should have a safety pin box like light and it's just air in the box that I breathed into.
You joke, but I guarantee you if you do the right marketing for that, you could probably sell it. And it actually might overtake your normal, well thought out, well planned task in your other boxes. I'm not even joking here. Like, is stuff like this? That's something I go, and we'll bring it back to the white supremacy thing. White supremacy and success in this country, I think there are levels of this and how it affects people. Like, it affects people in things like, as people of color, and we're specifically black, but like any people of color, we would almost never think of shit like this because it's like we've lived this life before. Like, I might have told this story before. I went to University of Maryland, Baltimore County. I was in the Meyer Hall program, and when you come up, when you go to apply and you have a selection weekend, you come up, you do these interviews and see the campus, do stuff like this. And at the end of that weekend, everybody comes up and they give a little statement of what they've learned that weekend. They talk about yourself. It's like a dinner. It was a really nice thing, all right? So I was like one of the last people to go up. No, I actually wasn't one of the last. I was the last person to go up, right? And again, I had good grades, stuff like that. I wouldn't worry about that. And I came, I told people I came from Charles County, Maryland, stuff like that. And I go sit down. Dr. Freeman Rabowski, the president of the university, he's a black man, comes up after I sit down. It's like, everybody make sure you give a hand for Kriss here, for Dan up here. He comes from Charles County, Maryland, and some of the people there, they don't even have clean water. They don't even have running water. And now that wasn't me. Like, I came from a place that we were middle class. We had a single family home. We had running water. It wasn't like that. And I turned that into a joke the rest of the weekend about call me no running water from now on, right? Because it actually worked because it was kind of my way of, if you will, hacking culture back in 2000, in which everybody now knew who I fucking was because of that comment, right? But the bigger thing was, like, he wasn't lying. Like, there were certain roads I'd go down, and I would literally see cars on the side of the road, and you would see people get out of the car with jugs, and they would go down to the creek, and they would fill their jugs up with water. It's literally what they were doing. They weren't doing it because it was fun. They weren't doing it for the health benefits of untreated raw water. They were doing it because they didn't have running water at their fucking house.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it wasn't a luxury. It was a necessity. It was a necessity that might have gotten them sick. It was a necessity that, might have led to health issues for them. And so, while I laugh and joke, about the ridiculousness of this raw water craze in Silicon Valley, I look back at it and I'm like, as black people, we would never think to do something like this because this was our fucking lives.
Right.
This wasn't a a luxury. It was something that people had to do. Even if we didn't ourselves have to do it, we knew people that had to do this. And so to watch that be it's frustrating, right? 'Cause you're like, so that's all I had to do is bottle up some water and then sell it at $60 a pop in the grocery store, and white people would have bought it, and I could have been a fucking millionaire. That's all I had to fucking do. Like, what happens when people get sick from this shit? They get sued?
I don't know if they're going to. Well, I mean, even if they do, I don't think it even matters. Right. They already made their money. It'll be like, well, it was buyer beware.
Right. You know? Like
that'll be the next thing that they're trying to sell that doesn't make any sense and will make them lots of money.
And that's when we talk about white supremacy and how it's, all white people are complicit in this. It's not to down white people. It's not to hate white people. It's to point out things like this. Like, this is the idiocy that we're talking about. That, funny. I remember, was it last year? It happens all the time. Watching images of, and I think it happened in D.C., and we see this happen all the time. It's hot summer, and what happens is, hey, black people, we sell water. And not like unfiltered raw water. You go to the store, you buy I remember when in a fraternity, when we were online, that's one thing they suggest we do to raise money. You go to the store, you buy a case of water, you go out there, and you walk up and down the road, and you sell water to people. Or you walk around the park, and you sell water to people, stuff like that, right? Mm-hmm. Cops have cracked down on that shit and have arrested minors for selling water. Not raw water, not unfiltered water, bottled Deer Park. And on a hot summer day, and actually providing a service to people. I remember there was it was outside of it wasn't the Super Bowl, it was some game, and there was a Latino man out, and he had his little food cart, and he was selling sausages and things like that. And the cops came, said it was illegal because he didn't have a permit, and told him he had to leave, which is ridiculous because everybody was there buying the shit anyway, right? Told him he had to leave. They confiscated his fucking money. The money of stuff he had already sold. It wasn't just enough that they told him he couldn't sell anymore and he had to go. Which, again, there's levels of that shit, but I can understand that, right? They actually went into his wallet and took the money that was there. It's caught on video. Like, that's what happens when we try to do things like this, right? And that's not even selling dangerous shit.
Nope, that's just regular schmegular shit.
Right, that's just selling some regular shit with, that's it, right? It's just, no, it's fucking ridiculous, yeah. It's